Okay, Gymnopédie by Erik Satie. I probably totally botched that title, and I apologize to all of you French speakers out there. You can correct me if you'd like. I'll try to fix it on future videos. Anyway, we're learning the first part of the first piece of this series of tunes, works by Erik Satie, and the part we're learning today sounds like this. And we're just going to learn that much. And that might seem like kind of a lot, but it's really pretty simple. It's 3 basic chunks. If you learn these 3 pieces, you can put it together and get that part. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips as well to really get the most out of it. But a couple of things you want to think about straight off the bat. It's meant to be played slowly. It's meant to be a contemplative song. It's meant to be something that is almost dreamy. So first of all, before we even get into learning the chunks, I want to say just keep your right and your left foot down on the outside 2 pedals, the left pedal and the right pedal underneath the piano. The sustain pedal on the right is going to let stuff, it's going to sort of like let it air out, and the pedal on the left is going to keep it really soft sound, so you get a really gentle touch. It's really supposed to be a gentle piece, okay? So the first thing that you need to learn is just this move that your hand is doing, and your left hand is doing it all left hand, and it sounds like this. And that's it. So your left pinky is going to play this G here, and it's a low-ish G. It's the second G below middle C. So this is middle C. You can find middle C on your keyboard by just looking at the C that's in the middle of your keyboard. And then you go down to this G, and then you're going to go down another G. So it's this one down here, okay? So your pinky plays that. 1, and for a count of 1, this whole song is in 3/4, so you count to 3, almost like a waltz before you start over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So make sure you're counting 3 as you move through these parts. But your left pinky plays a G, and then your left hand jumps up here, and you're going to play, essentially you're playing a B minor chord here. You're playing a B, a D, and an F sharp with your left hand, and it's going to feel a little awkward to go G to this B minor chord with your left hand. You shouldn't play like this. I'm just getting my fingers out of the way so you can see the notes that I'm playing. Okay, so it's a little bit weird to do that, and you have to get used to doing that, and you might be thinking, well, why don't I just play that with my right hand, and then the next part like this. And yeah, that would be easier if you were to do that, but you're going to eventually need your right hand to play the melody on top of what you're doing with your left hand, so you might as well learn how to do this with your left hand now anyway. Okay, so let me show you that part one more time. You've got a G, a low G, and you jump out up here, and you play that, basically a B minor chord, and that's the first chunk, right? Now, before we move on and show you the next chunk, I want to give you a little interesting piece of information, which is that if you were to move that G over here and play that whole measure all at the same time instead of broken up, you'd be playing a G major 7 chord, G, B, D, and this F sharp. And it just has the sound. If you don't know chords, don't worry about it. It just has the sound. And the next chord that you're basically playing is a D major 7. And you might recognize this chord progression. Old friends, old friends. It's a Simon and Garfunkel tune, Old Friends. If you don't know it and you like the piece we're working on today, you might go look that one up. You probably like that one too. Anyway, back to what we were doing. So the first piece, that G into the B minor chord. The second piece you need to know, your left hand is going to come down and play a low D. Okay, and it's the second D below middle C. It's pretty low. You're going to play a low D, and you're going to come up here, and you're going to play with your left hand, you're going to play a C sharp, and an F sharp. And I'm not going to teach it to you as a chord because it's really a broken chord. Like if we were to put this F sharp down an octave, we could see how it fits in. But for now, if that's confusing, just learn the notes. So you've got D, and then A, C sharp, and F sharp. So here are the two parts that we've learned so far. We've got this boom chuck, like waltzy thing, this G in your left hand to a B minor chord. That's the first part. Second part is you play a D with your left hand, and an A, a C sharp, and an F sharp with your left hand. So let me show it to you once in time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you loop it. 1, 2, 3. Imagine that waltz. Really, really slow waltz. Okay? So you're counting to 3. Those bass notes are taking 1 beat, and the stuff at the top takes up 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. See how much length it takes up. Okay? So once you get familiar and comfortable with doing that in your left hand, you're going to sort of loop that. And the beginning of the song, you just loop it by itself. You loop it twice. So here's the second loop. I'll play it slow because it's supposed to be slow. Now, when you start this third loop, you're going to come in with the melody. The melody sounds like this. And you hold this for a while. I'm trying to show you. So let me show you how that melody sounds on top of this. So now you've heard that melody in isolation. Listen to it on top of the chord progression. So you play this first, and then when you play the chord up here is when you start the melody. Play it with feeling. You should always play with some sort of feeling, even if it's just straightforward, but you're trying to imply feeling. I don't know. And so now I don't need to hold, even though in the music you'll see, I'll put the music in the video too, the sheet music. You'll see that this note is supposed to be held, but since my sustain pedal is down, I don't have to really worry about that. It'll just sound like it's held indefinitely as long as the sustain pedal stays down. If I were to lift up for some reason, that would go away. So let me show you that melody. That's the third and really the last piece that you need to know for this chunk of this movement. I'm not sure if it's called movement. This number 1. So what you've got is an F sharp, then you play an A, then you play a G, you play an F sharp again. Your 2 finger is going to slide down here. There's kind of a big gap for your 2 finger. You're going to play a C sharp. You're going to play a B with your thumb, a C sharp again, a D with your 3 finger. You're going to play an A with your thumb. 2, 3. You hold that for 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold that for 3. Count of 3. And then you're going to bring your 3 finger over, and you're going to play, or you can bring your 2 finger over, and you're going to play an F sharp right here. And you're going to pretty much hold that for a while. You're going to hold that while you're looping through with your left hand. And like I said before, if you have the sustain pedal down, you can pretty much play it once, get out of there, and let your left hand play. Your left hand is also going to be playing that note sometimes, so your right hand is going to want to get out of the way. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let me show you all those pieces together one more time, then you're going to just have to go practice. So the melody's ready to go. We've got this. We're looping that G major 7. Then we've got a D major 7, kind of arranged weirdly. Back to that G. Back to the D. We're just oscillating between those 2 chords. And then here comes our melody. And then from there, there'll be another part. You'll notice I really took my time and tried to play that expressively there. I really think this piece is all about the emotion that you are trying to convey to the audience. It's not about the notes as much as it is how you can make the audience lean forward in their chair, feel their heartbeat a little bit faster, kind of, think about something that reminds them of their childhood. You really want to tap into their memories and their nostalgia and really get to the emotion of the song. So that's it. I really hope it helped you. Stay tuned for the next part coming as soon as I can get around to it. I hope it helped you. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.